a few videos.
Okay, have you not seen any of the pranks ones that had been done?
I don't think so.
Cheyenne, shame on you.
You want to know what that means in sign language?
No, I don't.
It means bad.
So-
It doesn't mean shame. So get your facts right. What is this?
That is my portable
Memory box,
hard drive.
hard drive. Isn't that the same thing?
No, it's not the same thing.
Okay.
There's a difference between a memory box and a hard drive.
Okay. What's the difference?
Memory box is here.
Okay.
The hard drive's there.
But people have dementia.
Dementia? Now you're making up words. Man, I should
How
actually.
do you pronounce it? Dementia.
Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute.
Dementia.
I honestly thought that's how you pronounce it. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I am confident that this is how you pronounce it.
I am confident it's how you pronounce it.
Wait, how do you guys say it again?
Dementia.
Dementia. Dementia.
That was really cute. To 3 BSU students, today's subject is the war in Iran.
My name's Jaid Rosa. You can call me Jay.
My name is Cheyenne Tobin. You can call me just.
Call you what?
My name's Hannah O'Toole, and I am the guest speaker today. I guess just joining.
Alright, so who wants to take it away?
So, just to begin, what do we know about this? Can you guys tell me what you guys even know about the war in Iran? Just real quickly. Just curious.
I know it involves with Israel and all of that, da 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 da, therefore. I don't know entirely what started it. I'm every time when you hit that pose, every time when you hit that pose, I sincerely think that there's something his clock gears are like turning is making me nervous. But I know it has to. I know that Iran and Israel is going on. Something's going like they'd be having some war. And it has something to do with some oil. I'm not really entirely sure, or gas. But I am looking forward to be educated. Plus, on top of that, from what I know, that America is getting themselves involved, siding with Israel on this, and yeah. What do you know about it, Hannah?
Okay, to completely be honest and fair, I think I'm pretty desensitized to certain topics like this, and um with conversations I've had in the past and previously, I my memory kind of goes blank. I don't know if I dissociate or what, but I'm here to be in the present right now, and so that's what I'm gonna do. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
You didn't even say anything, Shuddy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this was a question that he asked. So, to answer your question, all truthfully, I had this discussion with earlier with someone who was in the military, and they agree with me on this is that the war is all over for religion and for oil. So the oil prices in the US are not going down. They're going up as Trump promised that they were going to go down. Well, what happened, Mr. President? You said we wasn't going to go in war at all. Now we're in war that you created to keep us blindsided from the Epstein files. Anybody else want to quote? Anybody can take the mic.
Yeah, like it's just an open conversation. I don't want you guys to feel like scared of making a mistake. Like that's part of the reason why most of us aren't informed like that, because it's turned into this point of like contention. Like Okay. It's just it's turned into this point of contention where people feel like it's like a test. Like you have to know the right answers to be able to get involved, and that's just simply not the case. The government would love for you to think that way because most people would then never involve themselves in these matters. But the truth is that the fact that you are willing to admit that you don't know anything about it, or at least you're like desensitized to the whole thing, that's really important, and it's a good thing. Yeah, yeah, like
And yeah, I just feel like this topic could have been a topic that could have happened before the podcast started.
yeah, yeah. Like it's probably like something to talk about beforehand. But like my thing is like most of American like most Americans just don't know much about what's going on in the political landscape at large. Never mind what's going on with the war. So it's not like something to be worried about or concerned about. Like it's understandable. Um like something I like to say a lot of the times with the people that I talk to about this in person is like there's a difference between it, and I'm gonna say these words, but it's not like in any negative way. It's like there's a difference between ignorance and arrogance. Like ignorance is not knowing about something. Arrogance is pretending that you do know when you know that you don't. And that's the issue. Like with most Americans, they are going to tell you that they do know about it, that it's not something they're interested in, or they'll say like it's about this, this, and that when they don't know about the actual reasons for it. I know that I don't know everything, but what I do know is that America doesn't need to be involved in a war, trying to displace some other regime when the current regime in America is more than enough to deal with. We have plenty of problems here back home, for us to be worrying about like expanding any country, especially that of not our own. Like that's like it's a whole different country, it's a whole different set of issues. We have no business involving ourselves in geopolitical affairs that have essentially nothing to do with us, even though they really do, because Pandora's box has already been opened. The US has been involved in Middle East affairs for a very long time now, decades now. So it's too late for us to just pull out lackadaisically. We have to be involved and we have to be informed in what we're doing. We have to do things properly because otherwise, you have things like Iraq. Took us 20 years to pull out of there, and that was a disaster. So now that the box has already been opened, it needs to be carefully and diligently closed. Closed. But yeah, that's what I think. I think we have no business being involved in this. Um, but yeah, that's just where I stand. And it is about partially the things you said, like resources and stuff like that. But more importantly, it's just about the concept of more in general. America's been in the business of taking over other countries, whether by force or like tactically behind closed doors for a long time now. This is nothing new. This is like the old playbook that they run like all the time. Like you said, like if you talk to anyone in the military or anyone that was um, you know, above voting age back in the early 2000s, they can tell you that they've heard these very same lines before over and over again. It's always the same play, like it's just different characters. So yeah, we have no business doing this. We didn't have any business doing it before. We especially don't do it now. Um, but yeah, that's just where I'm standing.
You did mention the distraction of the Epstein file. Yes, I do agree with that. Mm, yeah, 100%. I don't even want to continue on with that because everything that I hear about it just breaks my heart entirely. But it is something that we shall continue to focus on, and like Jace have mentioned that there we have problems out on our own. Like even the Epstein files is still it shall still be a problem. The like there is half like most more than half of the people that is controlling this country is involved, and I'm talking about political figures, celebrities, people that are well known, people that are controlling our lives, and even the president himself is also involved heavily into it. And yeah, it is a big just like the war that is going on, it is a distraction for us. Like right after the files were dropped, like the bombs were dropped, like just put two and two together. But also on top of that, I do agree that America shall not be even like getting themselves in war, like Israel already has their like enough power as a whole, and like they have their nuclear weapons. I don't know why the US is trying to get involved, and like Sean has mentioned, there is some religion into it which I would like to elaborate more on. And I get it, like this country is a Christian based country, but honestly, I think like the president is really, and or not even just that, but like people of higher power is really distorting the image that the Bible is even trying to tell to people. And I it's saying that Israel is the place, is that it is the like place of God, is God's chosen people. No, it we have one of I correct me if I'm wrong, one of the people there, either Jacob or Joseph. I don't know. One, I think it's Jacob. God changed his name to Israel, his people, people of Jacob, not the people of the land of Israel. And I feel like that's very important. It is brainwashing Christians and America here, saying like, oh, it is a righteous war. Apparently, it is not. Go, if you're really interested in reading the Bible, dig a little bit more deeper and connecting with communities around you, and truly understand like what God is trying to tell you through that. Plus, on top, it's just it really does frustrates me and it breaks me down, seeing that people like fall into traps that the people in higher power wants us to fall into, and make us think that, oh, war is fine, war is okay, even though we're like, it just it's just, this was something I wanted to talk about, especially on this topic. It's like, even with Iran, they literally like burnt down a statue of Baal. This is a god that people see at, they literally eat babies. Speaking of the Epstein files, don't even get me started. And now all of a sudden, like, a month later, we're bombing. Like, what side are you on? Like, are you like, think of just, someone take it. Someone take the microphone. Oh.
I think we're all definitely being divided because um, we're all connected. We all are, and I mean the Bible talks about we're walking on stolen land. We all are, and I mean I don't know if I'm right about this, but because I didn't actually see a video of Trump not putting his hand on the Bible. And I know his Republicans, he always talks about how he believes in God and all that. And I know a lot of Republicans who are Christian who side with Trump. And but it's not about Republicans versus Democrat. It goes way deeper than that. And with Trump, people think he's the one fully in power. There's people way higher than him. Money equals power. So there's people way above him that are paying him to do everything that he's doing, and he owes money to so many different people, so many places, and I'm not surprised how everything's unfolding. But yeah, to go back to other people behind the scenes, who have so much money, they're not worried about that. There's a lot more that they're doing, and it's evil. It's very evil. And the government is holding a book. I forget the name of it. I'm gonna actually look at that real quick. Actually, if anyone wants to take over.
Yeah, I remember her talking to me about it. Did you even get a hold of the book? Did you like,
No, no, no.
because the
They've had
government
this.
had like,
They've had this.
and I know that you found this like from a friend.
When we were talking about it.
Yeah,
And,
like I want to talk to her more about it because
yes.
it is very interesting. But yeah, it's no, you can just.
I knew it was the Vatican. The Vatican. The Book of the Vatican. They're keeping secrets, and yep, the government has it, and that's all I gotta say about that.
So another question is, we all know what the war is, well, we don't really know what the war is about, but how is it affecting us in our daily lives right now? Anybody want to take it?
I want to start with gas prices. I don't drive a car. It's not really my problem. I don't think any of us like do. But I can definitely. I had a conversation with you, Sean, about that. And how it is a problem. But I think it was. I think it's a good thing. But like, it's not such a good thing, even though like people cannot afford electric cars and all of that. Da da da. Da, therefore. But even with the gases, like it's like how are we gonna travel somewhere, go to work, get some money, and like pay for our family meals, like yeah.
Sorry, real quick. Just like I do understand what she's saying. So like the issues of travel, I mean, obviously you have people in institutions that rely upon fuel and we need that. We need that every day because of like heating, electricity, stuff like that. The people in Cuba right now know all about that because there's a blockade going on thanks to us. They're suffering right now. The energy grid is struggling. A world without oil is a bleak one, to say the least, at least right now. We don't have the infrastructure to operate without it. So the fact that it's not flowing as freely as it should be is a big concern. But more importantly, what I'm worried about with this whole war thing is this idea that people are being like poorly socialized. Like kids are growing up right now and seeing all these jokes about the war, seeing how little people care, seeing how little the adults care, seeing how quickly they shifted their attention away from the Epstein files, how quickly they focused on, well, I don't like this war because of this, I don't like this war because of that. Um, I think it's an issue that we are allowing ourselves to be like emotionally and mentally controlled by such a small population of people that are concerned about very little, especially concerned about profits over preservation. And that's of the species, of the human species. So yeah, that's what I'm worried about. These guys have way too much say over what we care about, but more importantly, they have more say over what we don't care about, and that's what I'm worried about more than anything. But yeah.
Wake up. No, wake up.
No, yeah, I agree with like this generation too right now who've had a screen in their face since who knows. I'm seeing 4-year olds, 3-year olds at dinner tables with iPads in their faces, and yeah, I don't know what's gonna come out of that. But yes, I do think the internet is a good way for people to connect, and I think it's great to be able to educate yourselves the right way, obviously. But I do think that ever since COVID hit, the internet's been wiped. So there's a lot of different websites, different things that were taken off and things that were censored. Same with TikTok. I know that happened when it was taken down for a little. Um, oh, Trump saved TikTok, right? But um, everyone's living their 9 to 5 lives, right? And then the same with school. You're put in school at a young age, and it's every day. And so you get so caught up in life and just that cycle that you don't question some things. You don't think about some things. And when COVID hit, a lot of people were home and they were able to have time to actually think. And yeah, that's when they wiped things off. And yeah, I feel like there's a lot we don't know, and that what we do know is what they want us to see. Or yeah.
So we all know that the Epstein files is a distraction, and it's affecting us in a bigger way. But what industry? This is the question to you guys. What industry do you think it's affecting the most?
Like I said, it's probably the education industry. I mean, kids are being raised like kids are like I've seen videos of kids playing games where it's like I don't know if you know about like the Five Nights at Freddy's game. Like they're like
Oh,
replacing it with like a photo of Epstein, like which is like all
oh,
jokes, right? All jokes and stuff, but we're talking about quite literally the largest pederast in human history, or potentially in American history, possibly human history. I just the fact that we allowed children to not only get a hold of this, but to for it to be so natural to them to trivialize it like this, I think it is not an independent situation. This is not a lone crisis. This is a symptom of a bigger issue. The culture surrounding the safety of children is far too lax in America. We should not have been able to have heard what we heard, um and to just move past it so quickly. And it's once again, this is not an issue with the people or the constituents of America. This is an issue with the culture and people who are the tastemakers, the culture, the naysayers, like the people who decide yes or no on what gets approved. These are the people we need to look into, because they're the same people who are implicated in these issues. So yeah.
I mean, as even as a kid, like as a kid, I remember like my dad would listen to the news and like here and there, and I hear like they're going after your kids, they're going after your kids. Now I'm old enough and I'm like, they are. I mean, they're developing. They're, of course, that's their first target. I mean, they have been lying. Free education. Think about it. Like they're willing to give these type of information to children. Um, that is free so parents can work on a 9 to 5 job and not worry about what their kids are learning. And it like they get to like it's training them to learn specific things but not really hear about things that are actually truly important. And I mean, like, most of the stuff that they like don't really educate us about. Like it and like I don't even.
Also, no, I definitely agree with that because I know you go out of your way to educate yourself, and I completely agree with you with like the public system. And but with education, that's definitely one of the many routes for sure. I think another thing is the poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer. I know people hear that. But personally, as someone who relies on the government in certain ways, such as the pharmacy and a few other things, and I've definitely have been having more issues with that, and yeah. So I think that's more of a personal thing, but also I know so many other people out there who also have that issue.
Wait. I'm on the same boat with her. Like, yeah. We're also we're affected by it as a like once the like oh my goodness, y'all don't understand the things that happens in the government. It does affect people's lives whether you know it or not. Like, I am also in the care of the government and the things that comes through it. I'm not supported, and it's and I know that I'm not alone, even though I like she said it, like even if you are not like like there's people that are collecting social security. There's people that are getting like benefits from the government here and there. And honestly, we're seeing that they're putting more rules and more restrictions, trying to lower prices here and there, making things more and more harder for us to even live a successful life. Yeah, I just want to end it there with that.
Right, I'll tell you my opinion. That's so, so the most industry that's been affected by this any other war is the fishing industry. You don't understand that the prices for the fishing industry worldwide is off the charts. It's higher than the trillions of dollars. It's like in the units of dollars because that is our world trade. That is like Italy goes out fishing, Japan goes out fishing, Iran, Iraq, all those places, anywhere that's surrounded by salt water, they go out fishing. Now you cut your port off from other boats to go fishing. You're done. You're done. You can't transport any seafood whatsoever to other countries unless you let them.
Yeah, like something people don't think about is like the wide spanning effect of this is like fertilizer right now has doubled in price in the US because a large percentage of the world's fertilizer came from the Middle East. So like random things like that. And it's springtime right now, so farmers are planting their crops. What do they need? Fertilizer, a lot of it. It's doubled in price effectively. I couldn't give you the specific numbers. I think they said it doubled about like it literally doubled exactly in price, almost doubled. I think it went from like 350 to like I want to say like six something, 600 something. Yeah, like it's a jump in price, and that's just one of the many necessities that we need to function like in society. We this is gross, a gross disgrace. Like it's a disgusting use of power. It's horrendous. Like he's completely halted the world's economy, and him and his buddies are using insider trading to like get rich. I think he's like at $8 billion right now, his net worth or something like that. While the world is starving, so a large portion of the world is starving. The other half is like without home, without shelter. Gaza's flattened. Most of Gaza's flat. Like there's a million reasons why this guy shouldn't be rising in net worth, and why we shouldn't be doing what we're doing, but we're doing it anyways.
Yeah. I just want to speak from an experience. 2 nights ago, I know someone that is struggling on finding somewhere to live, and it breaks my heart. And I knew this for a while, and I didn't do much about it. But it this one night, I decided to make space for her to stay for the night, sleep, and I could see it in her eyes that like she was struggling, and like no one was willing to help her. Like she says it's deeper than you think it is. And like if you were in my shoes standing there listening to hear her, and the tears that would come down out of her eyes, like this is one in a million of people that are dealing with this. And yes, it is a disgusting, useless use of power. Honestly, I could use this power to transform something, to create a new generation, to make this country the number one. But unfortunately, there is greedy people in power, self like just mm, it it really I just it's sad, but we do live in a world that is evil. But we shall not do nothing. We shall not do nothing about it. We can't. We are the generations to do something about it. Like we like it. If you care about people in general, whether they're strangers or not, do like gain knowledge, take action, community. Fight for it. You know that this country is not the place that you want to live in. I when I talk about America, I know I'm American, but I'm not I don't want to represent for this country because of how crappy it is, because who is in power? We are ants with cockroaches. Bro, we can literally like get into this like all one and like fight this. But again, people are in their lives, this routine cycle, and I there's a lot of principalities, there's a lot of dimensions in certain things, and makes life complicated, makes things complicated. But that shall not stop anything. Y'all, your feelings on this country, if you agree with me, is valid. And if you don't think that if you think that this country is doing great and is thriving and is doing what it's keep your opinions to yourself. I apologize for commanding you to do that, but there is better and greater things to do in this life than just to make the rich more rich and the poor more poor. You literally, your heart is like empty. It's like if you mm, mm. I love you guys. I love you guys, but like ah, you know?
Was gonna say, I don't know about you guys, but I've thought about moving out of America so many times. But I feel like a bystander, but I also feel very powerless. But through the government, through the state here, I get free tuition for 4 years, and I'm a psych major. I want to be a behavioral therapist for the 5 and 6 year olds. I believe that that is the age where their brain is so flexible, like a elastic band, and it's kind of like learning a new language. The older you get, the harder it is. And I feel like if I had certain support systems when I was younger, whether there's many people who schools are only other place outside of home, and I think there's a lot of children with trauma, and that all stems from intergenerational trauma. And um, yeah, I think that's where you got to start with, and because I'm thinking more of a root issue. I know so many people want to help older people, whether they're in jail or homeless, or but like it's like, how did they get there is the question. And I feel like it all stems, at that age. Because again, if I had that support, I always think about how much further I'd feel in life, and I wanted to do for them what I wish was done for me. So that's how I'm going to do my part. And then I'm going to get my master's, because if I want to get a job and feel secure, I'm going to have to get my master's for that. And yeah, I talk a lot about income and minimum wage and how expensive everything is compared to what we're being paid. That's a whole other topic too. But
You can quote me, use this however you want it, but broken homes create a broken country. Like, if you think about it.
So, what do you think we can do to fix this war in Iran versus the United States? And what do you think we should do and how we go about it?
I don't know if it's as easy as just like a one size fits all solution. I think it takes people to care. I think apathy kills democracy is the saying. So we need people to start caring about what's going on around them. Like to believe that the struggles you face every day in your day-to-day life are not a result of the government is to be wrong. I'm sorry. Like a lot of the things that we face in life day to day are a direct result of poor governance, and also the government will sit there and internalize it. Like they'll like personalize it to you. Like they'll try to make you internalize it. Like, oh, you just gotta grind harder. You gotta focus more. Worry about yourself. That's exactly what they would love for you to do, because that leaves less time for you to be critical of them. And our lives are a direct result of them not doing their job. So we need to be more critical of them, and we need to make sure that they're acting in our best interests and not in their own best interests. Yeah, that's what I think we can do.
Yeah, knowledge is power. Like you said, we need more people to care. And I'm not saying that there is not any, but we need more people that have empathy, that cares deeply to take action. Not only just for them to care and do nothing about it. We need them to do something about it. If you care, if you ever say that you care, if you care that deeply, why are you not doing anything? Is what I would say. Why not be the voice of millions? 1 plus 1 is 2, and let add another sheep to the flock. Like that will be even more powerful. Like one person can literally change something. Everyone's mind is unique and different. But if you are scared and shy and like if you that's what they want. They want fear out of you. They want you to be in control. I mean, they want to be in control of your life with fear and like I said, knowledge is power, and use that voice. God gave you that voice for a reason. Use it. God gave you a brain for a reason. God gave you a heart for a reason. Use it. Use it. Use it. Don't be another fish in the sea following the rules. Like, be the rule breaker. Be a leader. Do something. Move. Empower. Encourage. Inspire others. I mean, it's been written in history books. Be like those people, um, and make a change.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I do feel like everyone is afraid and they feel like they are powerless, like I said earlier, how I feel at times. And but I believe in the Constitution. It's mentioned that if we could overthrow the government, if we all come in union and all, which I think again everyone's afraid and um, of the unknown. And um, I also want to mention because you were talking about fishermen earlier with the water. Those helicopters are throwing fluoride in the oceans, so that is dumbing us down. I don't know the full science behind it, but we're intaking fluoride constantly, and I know there's a whole thing behind that, and I wonder how much of that is in our food, how much what's in our food, meats, etc. But I know that's a whole other topic too. But
Yeah, when people say homeschool your kids. If people say create a garden in the backyard, create a garden.
actually, my grandma, she went to the Supreme Court because she went to homeschool her kids and start her own little homeschooling thing. She's in her 70s now, so this is when she was probably in her 20s and 30s. And yeah, they were trying to shut her down with doing that and creating that. And I believe she won. She won the case. But yeah, she was Supreme Court. That's pretty cool. But yeah.
But real quick, final thoughts. What you really think about it?
Just like I said, just make sure you're being aware. Look out for not only yourself but those around you, and yeah, stay focused.
If you felt what I felt throughout this video, please like and subscribe.
I was actually going to say be present. Be very present. Um, and be there for one another, you know. Golden rule, do unto others as you want to be treated. Because at the end of the day, when you look at someone, you should see yourself. Because everyone, again, we are all connected. And yeah, we just got to stick together. So,
Wait. And when she says we're all connected, sh- she means it whether or not you know it. They there we have differences, but these differences they're intertwined, they're interconnected. But society wants you to look at these differences and separate them and divide us. That's why we have hate in the world. That's why we have discrimination. That's why we have political sides. It goes it's way deeper than we think. But yeah, that's we are one. We are one. We're human beings. We are one, whether you know it or not. And I mean that on a way deeper level. Um, yeah.
I was just gonna say, he was probably right. Is each one teach one
Yeah,
because yeah. I seen that look before.
What?
Each one teach one
Each one.
because it's just it, but the person who's teaching should be teaching down that education should so it should always be passing down
Mm-hmm.
to another person. You said free education. Everything is free if we make it.
Uh, if something is free, you are the product of that free thing. Literally nothing. like
no, I
like
think he's speaking from like a more metaphorical standpoint, like sharing information. Make sure like sharing information.
Okay, like
Sharing
like
the talents of
like
our-
moral stuff. Like
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. It's okay. So, this is Sean with Sean's Vinny Studios. I was your host. Signing off. This is Jay or Jaid Rosa. It's nice talking to you guys again.
Leaving with some love. It is Cheyenne.
Thank you for listening. This was Hannah, a guest. Bye bye.
Mic drop.